he's 14, wants to be a race car driver. And I said, hey, man, you want to? I'll drive anything. Drive a sprint car, I said. Oh, no, man. People get hurt in those. See, that's what makes sprint car different racing than anything. Here's a kid, 14 years old, wants to be a race car driver, but realizes that sprint car racing is a different kind of racing. So,
well, they are. I remember back in the day where, if you were going to go to a race and see the Daredevils really shine, it would be at Knoxville or any kind of a sprint car race back in the day. I remember going to the Knoxville Nationals back in the 70s when you really feared somebody might lose their life when you went to one of those races. It was dangerous.
You still do that.
Yeah.
The sprint cars haven't changed much.
Well, I don't have the feeling like I did back then that somebody might get killed.
I do every time I go to the races.
There was this kind of dread that you really feared for somebody's life back then. I don't feel that way as much now going to these
people
races.
Still lose their lives in sprint cars all the time.
They do, but it's a different feeling now. It's a lot.
When
more
was the last time you heard of a modified or a late model driver losing their life? Been a long time.
But it's
how about a NASCAR driver? Been a long time.
Hey, I went back and looked at some of the old video of the Indianapolis 500, and when you look at back in the 50s, and even farther back than that, of course, but in the 50s when Bill Vukovich lost his life when he flipped his car on the back straightaway while leading the Indianapolis 500 after he'd won the previous two. The wreck of Swede Savage, even as late as 1973. I think he's the latest fatality at the Indianapolis 500. The wreck that Eddie Sachs had, which is probably the most horrific crash ever at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in 1964, before they had fuel cells, fire everywhere.
Back in the day.
You talk about dangerous. The sport is just so much safer today than it ever was.